Hi there, this is Kaos Nova, and here's another one of my Kaos Tutorials episodes. So this is an updated version of two prior reviews I have made. And for this review in particular, I'm going to be going over how well previously reviewed games of Deus Ex and Oni from 2001, where these games came out with the GOTY version for Deus Ex and Oni came out in 2001. And this is where we are going to take a look at how well they still work. Because obviously there's been updates to Codeweavers Crossover since I did these reviews, so I'm doing an updated version of them to show that, hey, they still work. So in the meantime, I welcome you to enjoy this double feature of updated reviews from previously back in Codeweavers Crossover 21. So it's been two new versions that it's gone through ever since I did the previous one. And I wish you all the best and hope you enjoy this reviews and updated for the new version 23. It should be great. So sit back, enjoy, and see my instructions on how to get these games running. Because 2001 was surely an Odyssey in retro game. Alright, hello everyone, this is Radio Kaos here, and today I'm going to show you how to overcome a major obstacle on macOS, on the new macOS, and all succeeding versions of macOS that is a big barrier to playing older games, and that is the fact that macOS, starting last year, reached the point where, actually before a little bit earlier on last year, even in 2019, started that it could only run 64-bit apps. So how do you get around this? Well, I'm going to show you with one game called Oni a way to do it. And in order to do this, you need either the game disk for Windows, or you need to have a ISO of that game disk. I'm not going to give any download links because for the sake of the rules, I am not going to break anything copyright, okay? This is the way to do it, and this is how I do it, all right? I use the game disk that I had. And in order to do this, I'm going to show you the app that we do it by. This is an interesting game. The story is like okay. It's not great at all, but the mechanics and gameplay of the gameplay are the best aspect of it. Also, part of this getting this game running is the fact that it only works with a modified version of it. So here I'm just going to go to a little forum post where they admit, okay, yeah, we can't play with 64 bits. The big part is that there's an app for it. If you know what Codeweavers Crossover is, I recommend it for people like me who have 3 or 4 dozen Windows game disks from before they used a Mac, and just don't mind given the cost of all those games put together. It's not that big of a deal for me to pay the 50 or 60 bucks for a 1 year of guaranteed updates on Codeweavers Crossover. For me, that isn't much of a rip-off, considering, I spent quite a bit of money on those games. My total expenditure on those Windows games is way more than what, and here it is. I'm going to show you here, Codeweavers Crossover right here. It's a wonderful program. It allows me to run a lot of my old Windows software on a Mac. Excellent.
And one thing that it does really well is it even runs 32-bit apps, not just Oni, but other 32-bit only apps on 64-bit Mac OS. It doesn't obviously run every Windows program. There's a compatibility list on the same web page that you can go look at, but Oni is also not on that database. So if I can, I'm going to try and get in touch with someone on this database to include Oni and say that yes, this game plays really well. So right now here I'm going to begin with the downloading phase. So I'm going to find my ISO that I got from my Windows game disk.
Alright, so here you choose the disk. Usually you choose the auto run or setup if it asks in Crossover to pick a installer file. That's what you look for on the disk. So here's the setup. That's there. Alright, and setup is getting ready, so I'm going to just use the automatic disk recognition, but the automatic disk recognition does not always work. It doesn't always work. If it doesn't, then that's where you take a look at the auto run or the setup.exe executables. So we're going to Crossover. We're going to see if this application's already registered. It actually isn't as of yet. But first you go see, because it might have a note on how compatible it is. So I type in the app. Obviously I wait while this is loading up for my virtual machine within Crossover. Alright, now I'm typing in Oni, O-N-I, and just making sure that it's not listed. And so far it is not listed, so I'm just going to say it's an unlisted application. That can be risky, it might not work, but in this case I have proven it and it will work. So the install is getting started. The good thing about this is that it can automatically look for needed libraries, files that you might need, and it will install them for you. That's another thing I like about this. Obviously I'm doing an abridged version of the install. I don't want to take all the time, but here now it shows that it's working because it shows the installer program running, and now it's just running the install. There might be a restart, and your Crossover will do a simulated restart if it needs to, for the sake of installing. So I'm going to go get the Anniversary Edition right now, because this is the only version that works. The standard Oni install does not work. The Anniversary Edition mod does. It's completely free, and it's a mod that helps a lot with compatibility on later versions of both Windows and Mac OS. And thankfully we have it. So I'm going to select the installer file here for Anniversary Edition mod, and we're going to target it into the game folder found on the C drive. So first I go for Anniversary Setup, and I'll choose the bottle here. The bottle is the app that it downloads into that folder. So here I already know the app. It's like, okay, I know that I have to install it into the bottle of Oni. And again, this is an unlisted because it's a mod. Mods are not listed, but they do install. That may or may not work. So have a backup of your disk wherever you need to install, because you might have to uninstall from Crossover if the mod totally messes it up, which it doesn't here. I've tested it to be sure. And so here we now have our Anniversary Edition installer, as you see on the upper left corner. And we are going to run the Anniversary Edition installer to get the mod working. So it's loading. I'm not going to add any mods to the game. I'm just going to have it run as if it were the normal game, except this version works. Alright, so here is the final little bit of instructions on getting the modified version of the game started. And just a quick read through here before we just hit start on Anniversary Edition. And as this gets started up, voila, we have the game. There it is, window and action. Hope you all enjoyed this and hope you have a nice time finding how to play this in other games that are back from your old days that you would enjoy with the whole 64-bit barrier. Have a nice time out in the wasteland and be safe. Enjoy the music.
It's me, Shinatama. I've checked our neural.
Hello there, Kaos Nova here, and this is another episode of Kaos Tutorials. Kaos Tutorials is a series in which I show how to get software working. In particular, it focuses on video editing tricks and tips, and also with how to get porting software run. Porting software is where you use a virtual machine to make software native to another operating system work on a new operating system by simulating the other operating system it's native to. In this case, it's Codeweavers Crossover or a porting team. So, in the meantime, without much further ado, you can check out the series Kaos Tutorials with the playlist in the description. And without much further ado, let's get started with the new episode and the new tutorial. Hello everyone, I'm here on Kaos Tutorials today. I, your host Kaos Nova, am going to be showing you how to get working the original and the legendary Deus Ex. Deus Ex was the first of 4 games made. It had a sequel called Invisible War, and it had a prequel called Human Revolution, and another prequel called Mankind Divided, which was a sequel to Human Revolution. But in the meantime, we're going to learn how to get around the issues of getting the first Deus Ex and the revision mod running here using Codeweavers Crossover. Codeweavers is a wonderful application that takes apps that would work on Windows and works them on Mac. And it does this by creating a virtual machine that simulates the specifications of a machine in what is called a bottle. So I can, by making a bottle, I'm creating a virtual computer that emulates Windows, so I can run apps that are ordinarily made for Windows on Mac OS. It's great. Now, with today, I'm going to first show you how to get the installers got from GOG.com, and there's more than one way to do that actually, even on Mac OS. So it should be great. And the second part is I will show you the ways you can get Deus Ex and the revision rod running, or revision mod running. I'll show you how to get Deus Ex and the revision mod running. Revision mod was a later mod that functions as the entire remake of the game for better graphics and with a redesign of numerous maps. So it's pretty interesting. I enjoy the revision maps such as New York City because it's a far more complex design for New York City than what you get in the original game. There's places in the New York City area that you do not find in the original game. And other parts of the map are changed as well, such as UNATCO HQ, the prison area, the Liberty Island where you start. So much of it's changed. And I like the change because it almost makes a new game. But without too much further ado, we're going to be getting started on how you get around the issues with the cross tie. And just to let you know, you can go and join the community if you're willing to make reports with specific details on how you get the apps running in Codeweavers Crossover by becoming a community member at Codeweavers, which I am. So, and if you aren't going to be an actual beta tester, which I am, in the community, you can still check out the forums and look for tips from beta testers such as myself, how to get the apps running. We are a community that contributes on a very regular basis on what runs and how to get it working, and the workarounds you find to compatibility issues such as a new update like we have with 23.0 right now, or whatever update. And without too much further ado, we're going to get started.
Just over here. Here, it's UG.com. Games. Here, find the game. Deus Ex. You need to make sure to get the install first. This one install is the base game, Deus Ex Charity. This is the version and Deus Ex Part 2. Right? So you get that one done. Right down with soundtrack. Yeah. So you have here. Codeweavers now install. So Deus Ex. So right here. So now we're going to make sure to adjust the situation so it can install correctly. So no, Windows 2000 is not functional. Windows 10. I'll make it compatible. So I'll show them where the base game C, or in this case executable. Firefox was installed. Yeah, I got the songs for the game, so the music is pretty cool. English, because that's my language here. So make sure you have the EULA, user license agreement. I was just finishing the DirectX install, which the DirectX support right here. We're going to do the also do the other installer for the DLCs, or the mod, which is the revision mod. Exit there, so now we're going to get the things show up. Now we're going to get the also install revision. So find the executable for revision. I have it. We should install it. So since we already have the bottom, we're going to find the bottom of Deus Ex and install the mod to the base game bottom. This will take some time, but I'll please let you know some other things going on inside Deus Ex. So the revision is a mod that redoes much of Deus Ex, truly redoes the number of maps and has new secrets and new layouts and more pieces. Not all parts, but many parts. Alright, we're getting started, so now we're going to start the game and get it set to play correctly. This is resolution.
Alright, start.
I figured you would say drills by now. Hopefully our training exercises will be more interesting than what they've had you doing at the academy. Open the door by clicking the right mouse button. The right button uses items in the world. The key on the disc opens encryption-based nanotech locks. When you pick it up, it will automatically be added to your key ring. Use the key ring to unlock the door and proceed to the next area. You're going to get a lot of equipment during these exercises. Press F1 at any time to access the inventory screen, which will let you add and remove items from the toolbar. Press F2 to view your current goals and any notes you may decide to take. On a typical mission, a UNATCO agent's objectives are logged electronically so that he can stay on task at all times. Now pick up a weapon and try to break open those crates. One of them's indestructible, but the others contain things you might find useful. Pick up the lockpick and use it to open a door. Lockpicking takes time and expends the self-assembling resources of modern lockpicks. Be patient and remember your training. Higher skill levels won't need as much time or lockpick resources to pick up. Doors have different strength values. The door strength tells you how much damage the door takes before being destroyed. Lock strength tells you how many lockpicks will be required to pick the lock. Some doors have an infinite strength and an infinite lock strength. That means you have to find a key. The code to the door has been stored in that data cube. Right-click on the data cube to read the contents, then type the code into the keypad. You activate the keypad with the right mouse button, just like you activate a data cube or any object in the world. Use the disposable multi-tools on the table to hack the keypad. A multi-tool's resources are finite. When the tool is depleted, it becomes useless. The manual describes other uses for the multi-tool. Higher skill levels, you'll need less time and multi-tool resources to hack the device. Lying in front of you is a brave cadet who volunteered to be rendered unconscious for his next training exercise. Highlight and search him to find the key to the medical room. Afterward, pick up his body and place it on the medical table so that one of my aides can revive him once the exercise is over. It worked. I'll get someone down there immediately to revive Brian. Move on to the next area. You can bet this won't be the last time we set you into a dark room. Turn on your light augmentation and find the exit on the other side. Just press F12 on your phone. You're not a mech, but you're enough of a machine to be a airbus now. If you used up some bioelectric energy getting to the dark area, for example, this contraption can charge you back up.
Alright.
Congratulations, you completed phase 1. Move over the ramp into the next rooms to begin learning movement skills. We'll be watching you through the cameras, like the one you can see on the floor. In the field, remember that terrorists sometimes use cameras like this in their security grids to set off alarms and alert guards to your location. Jump across the platforms. You'll have to crouch to get under those pipes. If you fall, use these stairs to begin again.
I'm going to play the vision. I'm going to use direct 3D support. Now, right here, you can choose it right from the thing, so I'm going to choose the matching resolution responder. Yes, do the audio.
Your appointment to FEMA should be finalized within the week. I've already discussed the matter with the senator.
I take it he was agreeable.
Didn't really have a choice.
Has he been infected?
Oh, yes. Most certainly. When I mentioned that we could put him on the priority list for the ambrosia vaccine, he was so willing it was almost pathetic.
This plague, the rioting is intensifying to the point where we may not be able to contain it.
Why contain it? Let it spill over into the schools and churches. Let the bodies pile up in the streets. In the end, they'll beg us to save them.
I've received reports of armed attacks on shipments. There's not enough vaccine to go around, and the underclasses are starting to get desperate.
Of course they're desperate. They can smell their death, and the sound they'll make rattling their cage will serve as a warning to the rest.
I hope you're not underestimating the problem. The others may not go as quietly as you think. Intelligence indicates they're behind the problems in Paris.
A bunch of pretentious old men playing at running the world. They're behind long ago. We are the future.
You have other problems.
So?
Foiled by executive order after the terrorist strike on the statue. I have someone in place, though. I'm more concerned about Savage. He's relocated to Vandenberg.
Our biochem corpus is far in advance of theirs, as is our electronic sentience. And their ethical inflexibility has allowed us to make progress in areas they refuse to consider.
The augmentation project?
Among other things, but I must admit that I have been somewhat disappointed in the performance of the primary unit.
The secondary unit should be online soon. It's currently undergoing preparation and will be operational within 6 months. My people will continue to report on its progress. Necessarily, the primary will be terminated.
We've had to endure much, you and I, but soon there will be order again. A new age. Aquinas spoke of the mythical city on the hill. Soon, that city will be a reality, and we will be crowned its kings. Better than kings.
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots fired. I repeat, find Paul. Monitor your situation from HQ.
Oh, I thought you welcome to the coalition. I think you'd have the NSF. What are we waiting for? The NSF took all I've got with me. Remember that we're Frostbell. Good thinking. I get the idea. Going to give you see how it do primary. What am I ordering? Interrogate them.
If you want to make a covert approach, remember the Academy stealth course. Stay out of their field of view, walk slowly to stay quiet, and crouch behind cover. Or if you have to get your hands dirty, remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown.
That's him. He's a cop. Be careful. The NSF has set up patchwork security systems here. Welcome aboard, Agent.
Freight base is under lockdown till the danger's gone, Agent Dent.
Right.
You not go come...
I can't speak for command, but I'm gonna clean the place out.
I hear you. Adderley's right. Nano-augs are born and break killers.
I do my best.
Better load up. There's some crates of ammo stashed in the antenna shaft behind the helipad. Might also want to check out the combat next to it. Code's 0451.
Thanks. I won't let you down.
My tactic.
Shouldn't you do?
Sure.
You're 60.
Time to clean.
Alright, I'm gonna go show you the Steam method. So now we go to Steam, and I will have already installed it on Steam, but if you have bucks on that too. So Deus Ex.
Your appointment to FEMA should...
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Oh, I thought you were... Welcome to the Coalition, JC. I might as well start using your code name. Think I'd miss my brother's first day? You have a choice. What's going on? The NSF. They hit one of our shipments. Few of them got away, but we trapped the rest in the statue. What are we waiting for? It's like a technical assault. The NSF took one of our agents hostage. Bots are holding the perimeter, but my orders are to hold back and send you in alone. I think someone high up wants to see how you handle the situation. All I've got with me is a pistol and an electric prod. I don't mind a tad, but UNACO better issue some hardware. Remember that we're police. Stick with the prod. It'll stun your opponents or knock them unconscious. A non-lethal takedown is always the most silent way to eliminate resistance. Just in case, though, Manderley wants you to pick an additional weapon. A sniper rifle, a GEP gun, or a mini crossbow. Frostgo. Sometimes you've got to make a silent takedown. Good thinking. With these tranquilizer darts, you'll have another non-lethal way to take down an enemy. I get the idea. Going to see how it... Your primary objective is the makeshift... What are my orders when I reach the command center? Interrogate the...
NSF everywhere, JC. Your orders are to shoot on sight. A UNACO informant on North Dock can get you inside the statue. Look for a bomb. Identify yourself with the phrase, iron and copper.
This is the end. Go out here.
Show you. Yeah, so you go get installed. Shut.
So it took some time out, but it's getting much closer. Much closer to completion, but so far it's been pretty good with Windows 10 64-bit for Deus Ex. It's verifying. Alright, let's get started. Once again, Direct 3D supported. Getting started.
I spill my drink. I spill my drink.
Your appointment.
Heads up, JC. Your brother Paul is on his way to meet you at the dock. The NSF is raiding the island and shots have been fired. I repeat, find Paul. I will monitor your situation from HQ.
Paul, what are we with? The NS? Remember that we're... The cross. Good thing. I get the... I'm going to... I'll see how... Your primer... What am I...
Make a covert approach. Remember the Academy's stealth course. Stay out of their field of view, walk slowly to stay quiet, and crouch behind cover. Or if you have to get your hands dirty, remember that a headshot is a lethal takedown. has set up patchwork security systems here.
God! 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 Oh! God!
What's your take on the situation?
Alright, tested it well. Alright, so now we know that it works so well with Windows 10 64-bit. Here. So first way is my store. This is the Streamlabs store. You can go buy some merchandise, support the channel, some little wacky merchandise with logos on it. Coming up next is my Teespring store, which I will feature products from the store on my videos, other content from time to time. Similar. Very similar, cool, sticky merchandise you can get with logos on it. A nice hoodie right here with the winter season going on. And here's my Patreon. You can subscribe for exclusive access, early access, and the honor of being a member who offers support to my channel and the ongoing operations. And creations, especially. And the other one here, I also have a Rumble, which I have other videos for, because with YouTube you want to have a subject focus, so there's other content of other subjects. And this should be it. So in the meantime, I want to thank you as my audience for stopping by to watch this video. Thank you for all your support. In the meantime, be safe out there, and I'll be signing off. Hi everyone. Kaos Nova here, and this is the ending of the video presentation on Kaos Tutorials. And here's the deal: if you want to see more of my tutorials on getting your old games to work on Mac, and you want to see more tutorials on how to do various other tasks, such as very cheap ways to make YouTube videos that still look decent, and much more, feel free to subscribe. And if you want to be among the first to get each video, hit the notifications. And please, if you enjoy liking this, your vote still counts, so please click the like with a big thumbs up. All right, you have a wonderful day, and I'll be signing off.